Hello everyone, Matt here at the start of the video. Just wanted to give you a heads up that things are going to look a little different in this bonus battle because we've got now a second webcam for another view, which was a little Christmas present I gave to myself / the channel. So that should make things a little bit more interesting to watch. And I'm appearing here on video just for a little bit of a heads up that as we kind of move into the second year of the Bomb Bad Tactics channel, you can probably expect a few less full-on battle reports going forward, just because they take a lot of time to edit. I still love them, I still want to do them, but it'll probably be more when I feel like I have a list I really want to showcase, rather than feeling like maybe, oh, I need to do a full battle report, I'm going to figure out what list I want to run. So kind of just when I'm really excited to do one, I'll go through all that effort. But on the flip side, we're going to be upping the production value a bit on these bonus battles, which we will have more frequently, I think, because they are, while they still take some time, they are quicker. So just a little heads up there as far as what to expect. But now, hope you enjoyed this new look bonus battle. Our first list today is the Veers Alpha Strike list. So the idea here is that we're going to put the Death Trooper Escort in reserve and then activate him first turn to dash the ISF up to the midline and then take another objective. So we start out the gate with a good strong advantage of controlling 4 points, maybe even our opponent's backline objective. The Snowtroopers will be a bit of a weak spot here, but we'll try to mitigate that as best we can. On the flip side, I figured let's put another team that kind of traditionally comes out of the gate fast and enjoys shifting priorities. So I went with a good old-fashioned Grievous Dooku. Since we are playing shifting, I thought maybe I should toss Kalani in there for the extra dice. But usually these days I'm not taking Kalani because he lacks some inactivation mobility, which I find really helpful, especially on something like Never Tell Me the Odds. So I thought about it. But in the end, we're going to go with Kraken because that's what I'm usually rocking. And we can get B2s as well with a little bit more in-activation mobility. So classic droids, let's see how it goes. First off, let's talk about the board. We have some ingress points here and here, here and here, here, and this one's covered up, but there is actually a ladder added right here. And then there's a ladder here and here as well. So the idea being that these two midpoints, there's a bit of access here coming from this direction. For this one, it's either a climb or you take one of these and dash or you come across. So not exactly an ingress right at every objective to make things a little bit interesting. The Empire got first player, of course. So we made sure that we've got both snowtroopers on objectives as is Hask, because the whole idea is that we're going to push everybody forward with these ISF and the Death Trooper Escort round one. As far as the droids go, I decided to put Dooku Squad over here because I thought this might be a bit of a more a friendlier side objective than this as far as their movement profiles go. Easier to get the Magnas up because of this ingress point, whereas over here it might be a little bit more difficult. So with that, we are going to dash forwards our Death Trooper Escort. And our first objective is going to be steal the secret plans, the big old plus. So this objective is maybe takeable by Death Trooper Escort right off the hop. Not super defensible since he could be shoved off and then his defensive reposition won't do much, though maybe he could come back this way. We'll see if maybe we try to dive that objective, but definitely we could take the 3 midline. So, as is the plan with this list, we're going to start with Death Trooper Escort. He's going to use his tactic to dash both ISF up the board. So that's going to take care of the 2 midline objectives. We won't be able to get to the proper elevation here, but that's fine. Then, Death Trooper Escort is going to pay 1 force and do a little dash-a-rooney. Checking range. Yeah, so we're going to probably have to just come up here and then we will advance onto the objective and take a shot. One thing to note with the droids is I did make sure I put 2 guys on this objective, so I can't just, shoot one and shove them away. So let's go after this Magna Guard here. So plenty of distance, advance, and that's going to be a grand total of 9 dice. So we've got 6 hits and a crit coming through for a total of 7 results. That's very good. And the Magna Guard is going to be blocking 4, so only 3 for the Death Trooper escort. We could get a couple shoves, get that Magna Guard kind of way out of position, or we could go heavy damage. Let's go with heavy damage. Put those guys at 4 with a strain and an expose. That puts them in a rough spot because they are going to want to get moved up out of activation, which could hurt. Now it's the end of the turn, so the Empire is going to take control of this one, this one, this one, and this one, thanks to that snowtrooper, and then the B2s will take 1 objective. So we did what we wanted, we got 4. Let's see if we can hang on to it and turn this into a big lead early. First pull for Separatists is Kraken. We have to decide what to do on his tactic, and I'm going to get a little bit aggressive here and go for a kill on these ISF. So he's going to go down and then back up this ladder. That will keep him still within 4 of his friend the B2. So we're going to spend one of our many force on a dash. That is going to put the B2 within range 5 on that tactical network, and they'll get a 5 dice attack into the ISF. Since this is a big attack, we are going to pay 1 for saturation fire on the B2s and really try to get that shove to follow up onto the objective. So that 5 dice attack turns into a 7 dice attack. We're going to get a really nice score there. That's 4 hits and 2 damage. The ISF are going to be able to block 3 of those hits. So with just 1 hit coming through, the B2s will get that shove, 3 damage total. But most importantly, we're going to knock them backwards, and this B2 is going to follow up towards the objective with that big base. He makes it, so that's really good. That shove was important. So now Kraken is going to advance up here, and he'll take a shot at this guy. So whatever happens, we do have 2 objectives flipped back for us on the droids. 7 dice. That is going to be 3 crits and 4 hits. A total of 7. That's very strong. A total of 3 blocks. So 4 getting through for Kalani. Kraken. That will be enough for a pin, 5 damage, and a shove. That 5 damage will actually be enough. So here we go. Shove once. Thinking here is just really get these guys out of position so that they might have to spend some force rather than just an easy climb up. End of the turn. Flip this, and the Separatists score 3. Next pull for the Empire is the Snowtroopers. They're not fantastic at shoving, and Kraken does have steadfast, so we're going to take it a little bit conservative here. We will flip one of our force and dash, take a damage, and focus. And then we're just going to advance and start trying to put some damage into this B2. Because, once you can get the Separatists wounded, once their supports start going down, then things get much easier. So because we focused, then we are going to get to roll 7 dice. And this B2 is obviously still in range 5 of a scout, so we'll get an extra hit from Hask. Not bad. We're looking at a crit, a damage and 5 hits thanks to Hask. So 6 results plus a damage. The B2 blocking 3 of those results. 3 down the tree. We're going to do a total of 4 damage once we take into account expertise, a shove, and a pin. Now, of course, it does go back down to 3 damage because of protection. Follow up. And the next guy will also shoot. So same thing. Though now we have actually shoved out of range of our Hask die. Or Hask hit, I should say. Now we're getting 2 crits a hit and a damage. And the B2s are able to block the 1 hit. So it will be 4 damage once we account for expertise and doubling up the pin, down to 3 again because of protection. So not a wound on the B2s, but we made good progress. We put 2 bodies up here. Empire is going to score 3, and both sides gain momentum. Next up for the Separatists, we get Django Fett. Let's start off with a focus. That will bring him up here. And we'll take a shot at the Death Trooper escort, hoping to maybe get a free capture wire or something. So that's going to be 7 dice for Django. That's very nice. 4 crits and a single hit. The Death Trooper escort gets just 3 blocks, no crit mitigation, so 4 down the tree for Django. 4 down the tree is really nice. We're going to do 7 damage, down to 6 with a strain. So the Death Trooper escort is going to forgo their reactive ability because using it would trigger the strain and kill them, and they don't want that. Django is also getting a jump and a shove out of all of that. So that's going to be the jump. And then we'll do this. Pull. Let's get this guy really out of position here. So we paid that force, and then we'll pay a second force for a good old-fashioned jump from Django right onto this objective, and the capture wire also put a pin on the Death Trooper escort. So the Separatists will flip back an objective and score 3. They're very happy with the 3-3 here. Now the Empire's turn. They're going to get the ISF. If anyone can burn down Kraken, it's the ISF. So they're going to wake up and spend 2 4s. We are burning through 4, so we might have to keep an eye on that. But they will get their dash, and then they'll certainly be within range 4 of some enemies to get their focus and sharpshooter. There should be plenty of space to get 2 bodies up if we don't kill Kalani. Kraken! Dang it. This will be 2 8-dice shots into Kraken with an extra Hask hit. Starting with the guy on the bottom, we've got... that's almost certainly just going to be 2 crits getting through, assuming Kraken can get a single block, which he does. So triple crit will be, let's go with pure damage. So 3 damage. No, let's put a strain on there. So we're looking at 3 damage down to 2 with a pin and a strain, because we probably aren't going to be killing Kraken straight up at this point. Next shot. It's going to be the same thing. We're looking again. Okay, 2 natties plus 1 from Hask is going to be 3 hits and then 2 crits. These guys love rolling expertise. Kraken is able to block all 3 hits. So it's just going to be 2 down the tree, which is going to be 3 damage down to 2. A little bit lackluster, but we did really condition him up. Second action, this guy's going to climb. This guy is going to come over. We'll find our range 2 tool. This guy's going to try to just hang out as far to the side as he can, just to give us a little bit more board coverage with our scout range 5 bubble for some extra Hask dice. Empire flips this back and scores 3, but it's not great with both sides gaining momentum. We got to get out of this 3-3 eventually. Let's see what the droids can do. They get General Grievous. He's going to start by telling a B1, B2 to dash, and that's going to remove their pin. Then he's going to take a good old-fashioned advance action to start. Well, movement action, choosing the advance. And we're just going to bite the bullet on these Magnas, take the strain damage because there's basically no avoiding it. We'll choose this guy to make a nice little advance up the board and follow his friend. We could try to do something about these ISF, but might be a little tricky, so instead, let's just go for the kill on these Storms. That'll make Veers' activation much worse. We'll pay 1 for Grievous to advance within range 2 of his Magna Buddy. I'm thinking maybe I can get some heals off in Cunning Warlord, though I will be using the melee instead of the gun. So only 6 dice will attack this Snow Trooper. That's going to be a total of 3 crits and 3 hits. 3 blocks from the Snows. So 3 crits from Grievous is still pretty decent. We'll do 4 damage with a pin, 2 heals to take a damage and the expose off of the Magnas. And now the Snows are up to 5 with a pin, which should be plenty for the follow-up attack. So now it's time for Appetite for Destruction. This Magna, we did get a shove with Grievous as well. We shouldn't forget that. Yeah, so we're going to shove like this. And this Magna is going to come for the follow-up attack. Let's go. 5 dice. Looking for 2 crits would be enough. That'll do it. 2 crits and a single hit. They're able to block the hit. 2 crits getting through is going to be 3 damage with 2 shoves. Boom. We'll just put him there. Magna likes where he is. 3 more damage is a wound on the Snow Troopers, as the Separatists flip that and continue to score 3. Empire goes, and it's Iden, the lady herself. Looking at the board here, she's only going to be able to go and, maybe knock one of these guys away or kill Kraken. Neither of those are going to flip an objective for us, unfortunately, which would almost certainly mean, that would be the end of Struggle 1. It's not good to lose Struggle 1 on shifting. At the same time, because we got aggressive with our force early on, I don't think I really want to spend for the momentum. I don't really see, or spend for the reserve, I should say. I don't think there's a better option for us to be able to go and flip 2 objectives, because our bodies are starting to fall, because the droids are doing a good job taking out our supports. So I think we just have to bite the bullet and hope for a comeback victory. So it's time to get ourselves set up for next round. In which case, that means we will stick with Iden. She'll tell Hask to do a little dash. She'll get to do a little dash. And then let's flip stances, and we're going to attack Kraken, just seeing if we can get a wound, and then maybe she'll come back around this way. We're going to save the force on the dash, because we still have the Shatterpoint, we still have Veers. As nice as it would be to maybe go, we could potentially put a strain on the Magnas, but that still won't put them in death territory when they do activate. So no, we'll go after Kraken. Once we add Hask's hit, we get up to only 4 hits plus a single crit. So 4 hits and a crit. Kraken blocking 2. We are going to get 3 down the tree with Iden. Doubling up the pin won't get us the wound, so we're just going to do 4 damage after protection, plus an expose. The good thing now is Kraken is in a tough spot. She does have her second action left, and that's going to be a climb up here, setting ourselves up
for next struggle with some bodies on objectives. Scoring just 2, the Empire will gain a momentum, but the droids will certainly take struggle 1 next. The droids draw their own Shatterpoint. This is not a great turn to use it, though I am feeling a little force tight. What do we have left? We've got both our supports, Dooku, and that's it. Dooku and Magnas won't really need force, but B2s wouldn't mind it. I will pay 1 to shuffle this Shatterpoint back in. We instead get Dooku. That's fine. Dooku could come here for the kill, but I kind of like the Death Trooper being both pinned and strained with all that damage. So Dooku's just going to dash this Magna Guard up, and then dashing himself up. I probably did that in the wrong order. It's been a little while since I've played Dooku, but we'll let it go. And then he's going to climb. That it's a move action, so we're actually going to retreat one of these Magnas towards Dooku, just to kind of get them out of the line of fire a little bit, and give us some extra bodies on this back objective, in case the B2s move away. We've kept this Magna friend within 2 of Dooku, which is good, so we're going to do a Force Lightning attack into the Death Trooper escort. We're looking at 4 crits with 2 hits and a damage. The Death Trooper escort is certainly able to block the 2 hits. 4 crits, we could go for the kill. And repositioning Dooku. But instead, we're just going to stop after 2. Do 2 damage, or 3 damage down to 2 because of our expertise. And we're going to take 2 damage off of the Magna Guards with the heals. The Death Trooper could spend 1 force to remove their pin and wound themselves, just so they have a better activation coming up. But I think we'll try to get him a heal some other way, perhaps, in the meantime. Because I don't really want to be using force for that purpose right now. Dooku will flip into Form 2 Makashi, score 3, and that's going to be the end of Struggle 1. So, I'll take a moment to draw Struggle 2, and then we'll be right back at it. Welcome back to Struggle 2. The layout is we're going to need a new exit, which is the big triangles. The Empire is choosing the one where they get 2 on their side. We should be able to take this pretty quickly. Either way, we start controlling 1, and the Separatists start controlling 1. So let's keep it on the Imperial side of the board. The first double objective is going to be the block, so that's a bit of harsh luck. Though maybe with a Shatterpoint we could try to dive someone to the proper elevation there. We get General Veers. Unfortunately for us, one problem with Veers is that he's very slow. So he is going to have difficulty doing much. I guess we can shoot at Django. But to start with his tactic, he is going to move a secondary unit. So we'll shake that pin off of the Death Trooper escort. And we'll start moving Veers upfield here. So we will come this way. If we want to Shatterpoint him, we can maybe get him to that ladder and do something. But he's going to come here. He's going to take a shot at Django with 7 dice and no extra Hask hit. That is a very good roll. We're looking at 2 crits, 5 hits, and a damage. So 7 results. Django blocking just 3. With 4 down the tree, we'll do a shove, 5 damage, a heal that does nothing, and then a strain on Django as well. And as I say this, I'm realizing that I have kept Death Trooper Escort in range of Django and not so fast, so I definitely feel like I should have triggered their discipline at some point because not only is the strain a big problem, not so fast is a huge problem as well. So we are going to shove, maybe we can slowly shove Django out of position. We'll knock him this way right now. I'm just kind of thinking I want to leave some space in case I want to come up here and shoot someone else. So that's going to be it for Veers. The Empire will take control of 2 objectives and score only 2 points because of the priority spot. Though, actually, before that, Veers is going to trigger his end of activation ability. He's going to choose this objective. The Magnas are probably going to stay. So everyone there gets to dash, which means this Magna is actually going to come up a little aggressively, but stay within range of the objective. Honestly, I don't feel like the Separatists are in a great position to try to take Struggle 2 anyways. So we're actually going to save the 3 damage on the Magna and move them outside range 2 of this objective. The B2s are definitely going to move outside range 2 because they don't want to get blown up. And it doesn't matter right now if the Separatists take it because they're not scoring. So we'll just leave it at that. No one gets damaged, but also no one takes control of that objective. So now it's 2 for the Empire. For the next turn, the double is going to be back on the block. And the Separatists draw Magna Guards. Everyone around the Magna Guards, who they could get to, is already wounded. So they're just going to take a very conservative approach, which is to retreat, backstop themselves, and heal 2 damage. This will score them 2 points in case maybe we do want to push for this struggle, and both sides will gain a momentum. For the third turn of this struggle, the double is going to be Fail, which is where Hask is hanging out. He might be the one we draw this turn. Let's see. He is. He could maybe push for that back objective, but that will open things up for the B2s to just come in and take this objective next turn. I'm not sure if that's super helpful. Perhaps we should just go for a kill on B2s, make their upcoming activation a bit more expensive. So, or we could leave it so that maybe we can just pop them early in struggle 3 if the Separatists choose to give up on this struggle. I don't want to wound Kraken because I think I like leaving him with the pin strain and 8 damage. Maybe we could get in range. It would be tough. I'm thinking I'd like to go and shoot some Magnas, perhaps, get them softened up. He does dash on 3, which is not too hard to get, especially because I would be getting that extra die. Let's go ahead and try to wound the B2s, because then they're either going to spend all the remaining force or not be super mobile on their turn, which is both okay for us, because if they spend all their force, that means no force for the Shatterpointer. So Hask is going to spend 1 force for a dash. He's going to get his focus and sharpshooter from Kraken being right there. Is that enough? Oh, that's going to actually put us just short of the B2s if we want to stay in range. Oh, I guess we could have gone a bit further, actually, because we still have our move action. So we'll just cheat forward a little bit. There we go, because we still have our move action to come back to our home objective. So it's going to be 9 dice with an extra hit. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. That's going to be 4 crits and 5 hits. Yowza. Okay, let's see what the B2s do. Oh, what do you know? They only get 1 block, so Hask is going to run his tree. The heal in there won't be super useful. We're going to do shoves, which again is not going to be super useful. We'll kind of shove them back there. We'll take a dash just to get up far enough to have Grievous in range 4. So that's a bunch of damage on the B2s. We'll just plop that down there with a wound. So Empire will get a momentum. Then we will toss a strain on General Grievous with Aiden's ability and dash backwards towards our objective. There's no Dooku Revenge since that was a support. And then for his second action, Hask is just going to take a hunker and hang out where he is, methinks, because we're in a pretty decent spot as far as shoves. So 3 points for the Empire. On the next turn, the double will be back on the block. So that's giving Separatists some life if they want to take advantage of it. Let's see, they're getting their Shatterpoint, and we know it's the Shatterpoint coming up for Empire. So how aggressive do we want to get? We could send Grievous to attack Hask. We know we have the B2s coming up next who could come back and take this one. So let's get aggressive because the priority luck has been with us so far. Let's choose General Grievous. He's going to tell a Magna Guard, this guy, to dash. Then he's going to advance. And that'll pull the Magna Guard along with him. Then he's going to pay 1 force for a scuttle. Also in there, he took 3 damage from his strain. We're going to come up here, and we'll just stay just outside range of Veers. And we'll take a shot at him. 7 dice into Veers. That's going to be 2 crits and 4 hits for a total of 6 results. Veers is rolling 6 defense dice. That's going to be a very nice 5 blocks and a heal. So just the 2 crits getting through for Grievous, which will be 4 damage and a pin and a single shove. Veers will heal the pin because he really doesn't like being pinned. He's already so slow. The shove will try to pull him away and follow up. And then we certainly have a friend within 3 at the end of that. So the Magna Guard is going to dash to follow up and punch Veers in the face. 5 dice in melee. That's going to be 2 crits, 3 hits. Pretty dang good. Veers only getting 2 blocks. So 3 getting through for the Magna is really, really nice. That's going to be 5 damage, double shove, disarm, getting the wound. Dang. So that's a momentum. Double shove. We're just going to take Veers nice and far out of the fight there. Very, very strong showing from the Magna Guard. And they'll flip this objective, scoring 3, getting a momentum on both sides. Now what's the double going to be? It's block again. That's bad news for Empire, but luckily they are getting their own Shatterpoint. I feel like Empire definitely wants to score 3, which means taking control of that objective, which I think means diving it with Aiden. Maybe we can try to wound the Magna Guards while we're at it. So she does have range on Hask. He will move just a little bit. This guy is in range, but he's engaged, so no dash for him there. Her own dash, she will go up here and then take the ladder down. Then she will pay our last force to dash up. We don't have to worry about the B2s actually right now because they're wounded. So then first action, she will climb to get on top of here and then hit the ladder and come here. And then we will shoot down at the Magna Guards with good old 9 dice. Unfortunately, yeah, no extra die or no extra hit. That is a lot of expertise. It's going to give us triple crit, 2 hits, and we're going to turn off a block. Triple crit, 2 hits, turning off a block. So we turn off one of those blocks, but the Magnus still get the 2. So just 3 crits for Aiden. We'll do a pin and 5 damage. So not getting the wound that we were maybe hoping for, but yeah, we just needed one more success down the tree, unfortunately. But we will still flip this objective, score 3, and keep the pressure on the Separatists. The double is going to be back on block once again as the Separatists get B2s. They do have 1 force to spend, but I don't really know what they would use it for since they are wounded. So we are just going to first action shoot at Aiden and see if maybe we can get some shoves. So let's start with the guy down here, shooting up at her. Hoping for crits. We instead just get 2 damage. We don't even get any hits. Aiden is able to only 1 expertise, so no heals. So yeah, she will take 2 damage. Then this guy will do the same shot, 6 dice. Everyone loves expertise right now. He gets the crit, plus 2 more damage and a hit. I assume Aiden will be able to block that hit. She does, and she gets a heal. So she takes 2 damage, 3 damage once we account for the tree, but then she'll heal off 1, so she's only taking 2 basically. And more importantly, this guy got a shove. So this is what we feared with Aiden. We're going to shove her this way, off, and then they have their second action. So one guy is going to climb and hit this. Whoop. And then the other guy is going to climb. Maybe he should go. This one doesn't come up in the last struggle. So he's actually going to go towards the middle, just so we have a body on that middle objective. Whoop. Like so. Okie dokie. The Separatists flip this. They score 3, and both sides once again are going to gain a momentum. So the 3-3 is now favoring the Separatists, or the Empire, instead of the Separatists. But we'll see who can hold on, as now we go into our second decks. The double is going to be the fail, which is good for the Empire, as they start the deck with Hask, who is not great since he's the guy who's already on the fail. Now, the problem is, if I reserve Hask, then I'm at risk of drawing Death Trooper Escort, which would be really, really bad, because he will almost certainly be popped, because I've got Django hanging out there with Not So Fast. So as much as it pains me, I think we got to go with Hask here. He is going to start. Well, here's the problem. Hask, he does this. He's not going to have range, which means he needs to use his movement action to get there, which means he won't have the ability to climb, which means what are we even doing? He's not going to be able to flip that objective. Even if he gets the kill, there's still a Magna Guard back here. So actually, Hask, I think I've got to take the chance and reserve him, and maybe just look to pull him out of reserve early next round. Or early if need be, if I don't get the Death Trooper Escort. So, okay, phew, we get Snows. I can live with Snows. They are going to wake back up, and we're going to start by, I think we're just going to plow some shots into the Magna Guard. The question is, they are a little bit far away, so we will pay 2 for the dash, and the focus will take another damage, but they heal pretty decently. And this will mean we have a better chance of actually killing that Magna Guard. So this guy will dash up here, hit this, and then this guy will dash. Oh yeah, he'll stay easily out of range of that Magna Guard. So we'll start with the shot down here. We're looking at 7 dice with no extra hit. we are getting 1 crit and 2 hits. I'm guessing only 1 crit's going to get through. That is correct. So the one crit is turning into 1 damage. Not great. Not great. There's still a world where the Magna Guards survive this. I was hoping to maybe get the kill there so I could then shoot at Django with my next shot. Let's say la vie. Obviously, this is into the Magna Guard. That will do it. We're getting 2 hits, an expertise, and a crit. So that will be 2 damage no matter what. Yeah, the Magnas block all the hits. So it's a crit and a damage from expertise, which is 2 damage. And we just barely get the wound on the Magnas, which is going to give us a momentum. And we do get Aiden's identity once again. So let's toss. Ooh, it was this guy. What I'm going to do is I'm going to toss another strain on Django. He's already strained, so he's going to get a damage. Then I got to remind myself when I do which. Yeah, then I heal, so I'll heal my 1 damage. And then I will dash. I don't really care about where I'm dashing to. He'll dash kind of down here, and then they both do a move action. Again, this one shouldn't light up in the final struggle, so I don't need to be... I'd rather be kind of closer to the middle of the board in case I need to move them. So they flip this. The Separatists are going to score 3, and that'll take Struggle 2. So come back in a moment for Struggle 3. So, without further ado, Struggle 3 is Commandeer a New Ride. And the Separatists get their choice of what to activate. It's certainly going to be here, here, and here. So the thinking there, of course, is that I already start with 2. Maybe I can grab this one, and Empire starts with none of them. The double is going to be fail. So big incentive to come grab this one. And Magna Guards are what we draw. Let's see. That's not terrible. Assuming we can get some shoves here, we could then maybe take a dash to get up here and up the ladder. And then the second guy can just kind of go towards the middle. So I think we're fine with that pull. Let's start with some attacks. So we'll start by attacking this Snow Trooper over here. 2 crits and 1 hit. Yep, they get in the block, so 2 crits. That's all we need. Magna's so potent in attack with their crazy crit generation. We're going to do a shove this way, and then follow up. And then we will do a shove. And we don't want this guy to be contesting, so we'll kind of shove him that way. And yeah, we'll follow up again. Get a little bit closer to pay dirt here. That should be enough. Yeah, we should be able to get to that ladder. And then the second attack will be this Magna into Aiden in the back. That's going to be 4 hits and 2 crits. Didn't even need expertise for that one. Aiden is getting 3 blocks. So that's going to be 3 down the tree. Oh, very nice on these Magnas. As they're going to do... Ooh, I could get a reposition if I really wanted it. That would allow him to maybe... I'm just thinking about Hask here. No, I think whatever happens, we're going to have 1 objective with 2 bodies. So let's slap a disarm on Aiden. So that's going to be 5 damage. Oh, that's the wound! Oh, well then a disarm doesn't matter too much. So yeah, we will take the reposition. I forgot Aiden had some damage on her already, so that will be a big wound. As then we'll reposition. And then movement action for our second action. So this guy's going to come, hit the ladder, and hang out up here. While his buddy, not going to do much with that movement action. Let's just backstop against... Nah, we'll just come up and touch this. So it takes 2 shoves to get us away from that objective. That's going to be a great turn for the Separatists. as they control now. Ooh, the other option is go here and then maybe, whatever. As they control 1, 2, 3 objectives, 4 points, and they got a kill in there. Very, very strong showing. The double for next round is going to be, or the next turn is going to be the block, which is up here. It's not ideal, but I think Hask is maybe the play, because again, if I get Death Trooper Escort, I'm just completely cooked here, because Django is a menace. I'm thinking Hask comes, gets a shove, and then we'll have to pay a force to move away, to move a ISF onto this objective, outnumber 2-1. So Hask isn't a terrible person to have in reserve since he can take the double for us this round. So it's, we're kind of freeing up reserve, and he's one of the maybe few characters who could actually swing this double here. I think, because I've already spent a lot of force, and I know I'm going to have to spend one here, I'm going to try to save force and just roll my native 7 dice into this B2. That's pretty good. Quad crit. And 4 hits as well, actually, plus a damage from expertise. So, a good old 8 results. Can the B2s block anything? They block 2. So, Hask is going to run his tree. The B2s are at full health. So, that does mean we're not going to be able to wound them, I don't think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But they have protection. So that's fine. 1 shove should still be enough. We'll do 8 down to 7 with a strain. That will make their life really miserable. And also it means that we could potentially kill them if we get a wound on someone else and, double up the strain. We will get a single shove. Ask is in here. Let's hope I didn't bungle this. With the shove. They can go all the way back there. Oh, yeah, no. We're good. They're just out of range. Hask will follow up that shove. He does get a dash and a heal. He doesn't have anything to heal currently. Let's see if we can dash within range 2 of this friendly snow trooper. Yeah. So he will dash to get range 2 on the snow trooper. And he'll heal 1 of their damage. And then we're going to pay 1 force to use Long Live the Empire on... Oh, we could use it on Snows, because Snows have already activated, whereas these ISF have not activated yet. The problem is, then it puts Snows at half dead. So that is a little bit of a trick. I'm just saying, because then if we pull ISF, we could have both bodies maybe go somewhere else. So yeah, let's do it on the Snows, as much as I don't like either idea too much, to be honest. The thing is, if I get these ISF killed, if I put 2 on them, get them killed before they activate, then there's a world where they have to activate and then blow up immediately afterwards, which could also be bad. So we outnumber that Magna Guard. We'll take control of the middle objective and score just 2 and get a momentum for the Empire. Now, what is the double going to be? It's fail, so that's good for Separatists. Separatists draw their Shatterpoint. So if they can score 4 and get a wound, then it's going to be game over. I think it's pretty clear then what we have to do. We're just going to activate General Grievous. Does he have a friend that he can move? Sure, might as well move this Magna Guard, I guess. So they'll move up to range 3 of him. Well, they're already, they're not yet in range 3, but they'll move into what will become range 3. There we go, easy. He's flipping his stance over to quad arm attack. And the plan here is to just murder this snow and then walk onto this objective for the win. We've got his attack, which is pretty nasty in quad arm. And if that fails, we've got a Magna follow-up. That is going to be... what is 3 expertise in this stance? That's going to be triple crit, triple hit, and a damage. That should be enough. Snows are blocking the triple hit, so 3 down the tree with an extra damage. Yeah, that would be the one shot. Even if we had, ISF down here with 2 damage, he could have walked up, killed them. 8 damage. That's a wound. I won't bother putting the damage out because now all that Grievous has to do is, I mean, we can technically even be a jerk, do this with no force because he moves, and then this Magna Guard. Oh, it does cost 1. That's fine. We'll pay, so either way, we have to pay a force, so whatever. We'll pay 1 to Scuttle, outnumber Hask, flip that, score 4, and win the game. So a very quick struggle 2 and 3 there. I think obviously it's shifting, so big advantage to whoever goes first or whoever wins the first struggle. And as nice as that alpha from the Empire is, if you can push back against it, sometimes they run out of steam a little bit. And that's just kind of what happened. Because they don't actually score first, it is sometimes hard to get that advantage on shifting. That 3-3 back and forth just really bit them in the butt at the end there and made them lose struggle 1, and I think that had a big impact on them losing the game. As far as the MVP goes, I think we're going to give it to General Grievous because he ended the game. He had a great first activation as well. I think I used both Shatterpoints on him if I remember correctly. He was all over the board. A great unit still, even 2 years out from when he was released. Still a linchpin of all Separatists lists. Great model and great unit abilities for Mr. Grievous. So hope you enjoyed this, and keep an eye out for another battle report in the future.